goodness, it was so warm. What a difference.
Very different. Good morning to both of you. Glad to see you. And by the way, my appreciation, whenever you guys are out on the field, it could get cold out there.
Yes, it can.
Yes.
Thank you, Belen.
So nice to have you here in the studio.
Some validation.
Nice to have you in the warm studio. You know, it is not as windy as yesterday, so that's the reason why it feels a little colder. So in fact, let's take a look at the map. No watches, no warnings. The red flag warning has expired, and you look at the winds compared to 24 hours ago, and that's a huge improvement. If you're doing any traveling, the weather should not get in your way. Now, with the exception of our friends at the coast, because what I am watching is fog. So folks in the South Bay, Orange County, if you're trying to get from Orange County to LA along the 5, you're going to bump into some fog. So careful with that low visibility. Inland, we're doing great. Now check out the temperatures. Right now we are colder compared to yesterday. Areas that were in the path of those Santa Ana winds had 60s, close to 70s yesterday. Right now we have 50s. It's even colder in the deserts and mountains. We've got 30s and 20s. Overall, it's going to be a great Thursday. It's a thankful Thursday. The weather is going to be quiet overall, but it is still going to be warm inland. We're going to have highs in the 70s and once again reaching the 80s inland. We'll take a look at your Thursday forecast and look ahead to the weekend. Right now, let's check the drive. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning. Good morning. So thankful that the traffic is moving well. Sometimes it's a rough start to the morning drive, but right now we're looking pretty good. We're going to start off with your commute leaving the Inland Empire. So tracking your drive on the 215. That is under 20 minutes for the trip from the 74 to the 91 west. Wide open, a quick 34-minute trip heading into Buena Park, and no problems for the 60. The 10 in the westbound direction, making that drive from East LA through downtown. Connecting to the 405, no problems. That's quick at 12 minutes. And the 101, wide open for your driving pleasure, under 15 minutes to connect to the 134. How long will it stay this way? Probably not very long. Get on out there while the getting is good. We'll check more traffic coming up in a bit. Michelle, John, back to you.
Thanks, Robin. Happening today, the Teamsters Union will strike against Amazon, threatening the delivery of packages for the holidays.
Yeah. These workers say they're fighting for higher wages, better benefits, and safer work conditions. NBC4's Lauren Cornell live.
Weather pattern will continue to contribute to fire danger because of the lack of rain and also these really warm temperatures. We broke record highs yesterday. We got to 86 in Anaheim. We tied that old record. In Camarillo, we got to 86. The old record was 83. LAX, just a degree above that record set back in 1985. And in Woodland Hills, 86, breaking 84 degrees set back in 1998. Today is going to be another warm one. And what you will notice is a lack of wind and increasing high cloud cover. So here's the hour-by-hour forecast in the Inland Empire. Starting off with numbers in the 50s, but notice those clouds throughout the day. The temperatures around noon are going to be at 78 degrees in the Inland Empire. We'll get to the low 80s in the early afternoon hours, and the temperatures will remain mild when the sun goes down. We'll have 73 degrees at 5 p.m. A look at everybody's numbers. Now, I don't want to mislead you. It is a cold morning for our friends in the high desert, but this afternoon you will get to 70s and upper 60s, 60s in the mountains. Over in the Inland Empire, numbers for you in the low 80s. Temperatures that are almost 20 degrees above normal for this time of year. In Orange County, we're coming down from the 80s. You'll have 70s for Anaheim, Santa Ana, Irvine, 60s at the coast. Yesterday we were in the 70s near the beach. 70s in Ventura County, Simi Valley looking at 81. It's still a little breezy in a few spots this morning, and watch out for any debris out there on the roads. 80s in the San Fernando Valley, and here's your day in LA. You got to watch out for fog this morning near the coast, but gradually we'll get to passing clouds and overall a dry and warmer than normal forecast in the 70s and low 80s. Just ahead that 7-day forecast, because I'm looking at Christmas and Hanukkah already. I'll let you know what to expect. Let's check out the roads. Here's Robin.
Thank you very much. We're going to check in on a ladder in the road on the 405. No crashes, no stalls, no major issues, but that ladder could be a problem if you hit it right. Southbound 405 before the 10. Someone dropped it in the far left lane, the HOV lane, so please be on the lookout for that. If you're traveling on the 405 south from the 118 down to the 105 right now, your average is great. We're clocking in at 23 minutes, so that's perfect. It's right on time. The 14 looks good. Palmdale off to the Newhall Pass, trouble-free for the north and southbound trip. And then the connection on the 5, that looks good too. From Valencia, you have a clear shot all the way down to East LA. Just got a word of a stall here on the westbound side of the 101, right around Laurel Canyon. There was a vehicle stuck in blocking the lane, so that's why it's a little sluggish back from the 134-170 split. So creating a brief slowdown. CHP on the way. Overall, we're off to a really good start. We'll have more freeways and drive times and a travel forecast coming up for you a little bit later. Michelle, back to you.
Robin, thank you so much. Time.
Absolutely. Things are. And we've noticed it at some of these distributions too, that the people in certain cars that you perhaps wouldn't expect to be there are there because they need it.
Yep. There's a huge need in our community, but around this time of year, it's an opportunity, I think, for our community to show up as well, to help each other out. So that's what you're going to see today.
Yeah.
You're going to see just this outpouring of love for our community that's in need.
Leaning on your brothers and sisters, right, during this time. And it's the holiday season.
Yes.
It really makes you feel good to help each other out.
Yeah. I hope you have comfortable shoes. Last year there was a mariachi.
My cowboy boots. Those
Good.
are the most comfortable for me.
Too.
Good. Get ready to dance mariachi loco, Michelle.
I'm ready, girl.
I'm ready. I'll dance over here to the weather wall. Buenos dias, everyone. 419. The temperatures yesterday were pretty warm. We got to the 80s and we even broke record highs, and we're above normal again today in Burbank. The normal high is 66 degrees. The forecast 81. So well above normal highs for this time of year is where you can expect. We will have some passing clouds, so filtered sunshine, but the temperatures are still going to heat up into the 80s for places away from the coast. Now, at the coast is where we have some clouds and also some fog, mainly for the South Bay and over into Orange County, so watch out for that visibility. And then the temperatures gradually cool as we head into the weekend, closer to normal for this time of year. Here's what I've got for you this morning. Bundle up, especially in the deserts and mountains. You've got 30s, 40s, 20s over in Big Bear, the Inland Empire 40s and 50s, which is cooler in comparison to what we have up there. But a reminder that 24 hours ago, we had some breezy winds out there, so that caused the temperatures to warm this morning. Winds are calm, and that's why it's colder. 40s and 50s in Orange County through LA County and all the way into Ventura County. So a fresh start to the day where you need a layer, but during the afternoon, you know what? We're lucky in the sense that there's parts of the country that are just so frigid and bitter cold right now, and we've got highs in the 70s and 80s. Warmer than what I would like for this time of year, but we'll take it. 70s and 60s up in the deserts, Big Bear 60 degrees. Now, I want to show you what's in store for the rest of the country. If you do have any traveling, no issues across the West Coast. The weather is dry for us. That high pressure that's bringing our warm temperatures is also keeping our weather very dry. We will have some stormy and snowy weather around the Great Lakes if your travel plans take you in that direction over into Chicago. But notice how travel across the country today, if you are getting on a plane, should not be impacted. Now, here's a look at the weather in the coming days, because this area of high pressure that's been bringing us the winds and also the warm weather, that is slowly shifting away from us. And as we head to the weekend, there's going to be a storm affecting the Pacific Northwest that will cause a lowering in the jet stream. That's just going to help lower our temperatures a few degrees. But unfortunately, that storm track staying well above and to the north of us, so our weather will remain dry. Here's your 7-day forecast. You see the numbers slowly coming down. 77 today for the base in Orange County. By this weekend, we're going to have highs in the 60s. It will be the first official weekend of winter. And looking ahead to next week on Wednesday, Christmas, the weather's looking cool, pretty seasonal for this time of year with a few clouds. At the coast, 71 today, and then conditions cool off towards the weekend with that marine layer expanding. The valleys, the Inland Empire, 80s today, 70s tomorrow, and then low 70s this weekend. We'll continue to see those 70s at the start of next week, but the temperatures do come down through Christmas, so we can wear those ugly sweaters. The high desert, low desert, we've got chill conditions here. 70s, it does cool off Sunday through next week. The low desert will be in the 80s straight through early next week. So over in the Palm Springs area, a little on the warm side. In the mountains, we're staying snow-free, temperatures in the 60s and 50s. That's your forecast. Here's Robin with traffic.
Oh, I wish we could be free of problems on the road, Belen, but we're going to head over to the 101 where we have a stalled out car right around Laurel Canyon Boulevard. A driver out of gas. Has that ever happened to you? I've been close. I've been very close. Actually, I was close this morning when I was like, please just let me make it to work. I didn't know that I was this low on gas, but that's a whole nother story. The left lane is blocked. They're trying to push it off to surface streets right now, but it has been creating a little bit of a backup, so be on the lookout for that. A ladder in the road. Someone dropped it heading south on the 405 right before the 10. That can do some damage to your vehicle, right? It's in the express lane, so be on the lookout for that. But I'm not tracking any major issues or major traffic alerts. You're good on the 110. Carson, South LA, continuing into downtown. LA. You can make it in under 15 minutes. So drive on the 17 good from Long Beach, PCH to the 10, trouble-free. That's what we like to see. And the 605 wide open and looking good under 20 minutes between the 405 split and the 60. John, Michelle, back to you.
Thanks, Robin.